guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mills and I make videos about expat life in Dominican Republic and a bunch of other stuff. And today I am doing an interview finally with someone in Santo Domingo. I know you guys hear me all the time say that I would never live there, but I am so excited to get a different point of view for you guys so you're not just hearing me all the time. Make sure that you are subscribed and your notifications are turned on so you don't miss any of these. And Kara, can you please introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kara. I am from Pennsylvania in the US and in Santo Domingo. I am a teacher here for an international school and I teach third grade.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm really so excited to do this collab. First off, do you teach English, like how to speak English, or do you teach something else? Or what subjects do you teach? Because I feel like a lot of times there's confusion between like people teaching how to speak English and then just like a normal grade or English, like language arts or something like that.
So it is a bilingual school. So I teach English as a language arts class.
Okay.
And supposed to be bilingual, and most of them aren't getting there. I mean, it's third grade, so they're getting there. They're still working on it, obviously, but it is definitely taught more like something they still need to open rather than like they need to start from the bottom. And as well as language arts, I also teach math. So when I came here, I was originally going to teach social studies, and they math.
Okay, I would be very disappointed with that. I did teach math too. I guess at least it's third grade math, but
yeah.
Ooh, I do not enjoy math and trying to explain that. Why did you choose Dominican Republic and how did you get your job?
So I Republic I guess it was about a year ago now, early January of 2020.
Okay.
And I just really liked it, and I just decided to look for jobs. I had talked to someone that you interviewed before, actually, Kennedy, and she told me, look online for schools in the city you want to live in.
Yeah.
So I did that starting in probably February or March. I eventually posted in a Facebook group for English teachers here. My school, she was in that group and she found me. She's on my post and she started messaging me and just told me about the job. Eventually I had an interview at school with the principal, and basically from there they just told me they wanted to hire me. So that's how I got the job. And yeah, I guess I knew I wanted to live here because I studied Spanish for so long, and I'm just really interested in living in Spanish speaking countries. Yeah. Exploring Latin America, all those countries.
Awesome. So are you fluent in Spanish?
Dominican Spanish is definitely an adjustment, but I like it. It has character.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so fast and so hard, especially any of my roommates that came that didn't speak Spanish at all. I was like, this is really not the place to learn. Like, that learning curve is steep. But if you do speak Spanish, that's amazing. Like, I feel like it's going in with a leg up, I guess. So why did you choose Santo Domingo? Is that like the only place that you visited before, or just because of the opportunity at school, or you just liked it?
I chose Santo Domingo. Well, ever since I was in college, I had this dream to live in like a big city. Mm-hmm. And even though when I was in college, I was like, oh, I want to live in New York. I didn't really know like what it would be like living in any big city, but living here, I have really enjoyed the big city life, just having a lot of stuff to do, being close to a lot of different things, close to the airport. It's a really good opportunity with the school and the location as well.
That's awesome. Do you live in an apartment like at the school set up for you, or did you have to find your own living situation?
So I am very fortunate in that the school provides the apartment for the international teachers. Mm-hmm. And they pay for all the bills too, like water, electricity, telephone bill.
That's awesome.
Why?
Do you feel like safe in your apartment? I know there's some people say like, oh, I wouldn't live in Santo Domingo because it's so dangerous. And that's not why I wouldn't, and that's not what I say. Mine's the traffic. That's literally it. But do you feel safe in your apartment or in like the part of the city that you live in?
Yes, I do feel really safe here. Last year I lived in Honduras and I was like closer to like the main floor, I guess. And I don't know. I feel like that has something to do with it because now I'm like on the fifth floor. I just feel like really detached.
That's awesome.
But yes, it is a pretty, I feel like it's like a safe area. But I
Yeah.
have heard of people like getting robbed or mugged nearby. Like apparently in past years, there was a student, like a high schooler, who got mugged on his way to school. And then also I heard of someone just around the corner whose phone just got taken from them,
Yeah.
snatched right away.
Yeah.
So I hear all these things, but
yeah. Luckily,
personally, I don't feel unsafe.
so nothing's ever happened to you then, like when you're walking with anyone trying to.
Nope.
That's nice. Nothing has ever happened to me either. And I always say, like, maybe I'm lucky, but I feel like there was never like, it wasn't even close ever. But I have had friends who've had things stolen. And, I think that's like
Right.
really the worst that would happen is someone's going to take your phone or your computer. But overall, like, I don't really think that Santo Domingo is like so much more dangerous like people think. Um, do you walk to school or does the school like provide transportation, and how do you get around like outside of school, like when you're just gonna go to the mall or whatever?
So another great part about the apartment is that it's literally less than a 5-minute walk to the school. So I just walk there, walk back. That's really easy, really convenient.
Amazing.
And I also live super close to a supermarket, Bravo.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not as close as the school. It's probably closer to 10 minutes, but
That's
it's still like doable.
yeah.
So I do that mainly just walking around, but it's like a city, it's a big city, so everything's kind of far.
Yeah.
I do use Uber. Sometimes I do also use the public transportation.
So with your school and like COVID right now, are you guys all remote? Are you doing like, I know some are doing a hybrid situation. So like is it like really different for you now because of COVID?
Kind of, yes. So as you know, like and made everything supposed to be all remote, and it is, except they have students with special circumstances they can come in. So that's something usually at the beginning they told us the parent has to communicate first, and then the students will just come and sit in my classroom and still do their classes online. So at the beginning of the year, like the first few months, we did have like almost 10 in my classroom but eventually they tried to cut down on the students that are in the school just because of the new like spikes in COVID and stuff. So there have been less this year, 2021. But yeah, just call it like an induction or orientation,
Okay.
I guess, to get around it. But that's how they have students in the school. And they try to make it more students who really need to be there. Like they don't have support at home or their parents like have to go to work, stuff that is understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have teaching experience like before you moved to DR, or is this your first like full-time teaching job? And did you like study teaching? Because I know some schools you have to have a teaching certificate or major in education, and others are more flexible.
In college, I majored just in English, like English language and literature, so it wasn't education. But after college, I got my TEFL.
Okay.
And after that, I went to teach in Honduras. My own teaching experience, that 1 year in Honduras, I taught also at an international bilingual school.
Okay.
And from there, that was all the experience I had to come teach here.
That's awesome. And just because I'm nosy, how is the experience like between Honduras and DR? Like, do you have a huge preference for one or the other, or is it just like pros and cons of both as anywhere?
Definitely pros and cons. I think I like being more in the big city here and things to do because I lived in a pretty small town in Honduras, but it was still like decent size. Like one good thing was just being able to pay $1 to a taxi to take you anywhere. That's not exactly how it works here, but it is a little bit more expensive here. But
Yeah.
I did like Honduras. I still had like an apartment provided by the school, but yeah, it's hard to compare also the teaching experiences since last year was almost completely a normal school year and now it's all online. And sometimes I feel like I do prefer online, so that's also making me biased, but
Did you say you
who
prefer
knows?
online or?
Yes, I feel like for me it's less work.
Mm-hmm.
I know it depends on the person, but I feel like it's been fairly laid back for me to teach online. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I worry about the students because who knows how much they're learning through this method. So
Yeah.
that's the main concern.
I think that's common, like every teacher everywhere. All my teacher friends are like, I don't know how much they're actually learning this year, but doing the best that you can with like a crazy circumstance. So that makes sense. But I'm glad you're enjoying it because I have friends who are like, I hate teaching online so much. So it's good that you're not like miserable every day.
I don't mind it too much.
So do you on the weekends and stuff have time to like go to other places in the country, or do you usually like stick around in Santo Domingo? I know it's weird too now with COVID, but like have you gotten to travel around to different places in DR?
Yeah, I've gotten to travel a little bit. I mean, I try to take advantage of like the breaks that we have that are long enough because especially with like the it does cut down on time you can travel or even just be out if you're in a different place.
Yeah.
But there was like one weekend we went to Boca Chica, but we just had to stay overnight because of the curfew. And
Oh,
then just recently I went to Barahona, and that was really cool. I liked that a lot.
I have never been. I want to go.
Yeah, it was a really pretty place. The people were nice, but they were all like staring because it was so small where we were.
No, I
Like they'd never seen like foreigners before.
I hate that. Oh my gosh, I hate that. Do you are there other American teachers at your school or not really? Are you like one of just a few?
My roommate is also from America, but this year we're the only two.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
But a
small.
lot of the people from my school, like the teachers have, or at least lived there. Like a lot of them have like perfect English, like with really American accents.
Oh wow, that's cool. I guess they probably went to like bilingual schools and stuff too growing up, which I'm jealous of. Do you have like a good mix of American and Dominican friends? And do you find it like hard to meet people there because you're American, or do you think, and because you're in a really big city, or is it pretty easy for you? And do you have like a group there and stuff?
It does feel like, I don't know, like I'm kind of like an outsider. So that does make it kind of hard to integrate. And especially like also maybe people here are thinking it, but like definitely it's in the back of my mind, like how long will I be here and how much can I invest in these friends?
Yeah.
I've I've met like some people through church. Like I found a church that's a couple blocks away I've
Okay.
been going to, and I've been more integrated in the groups they have there, but it's Zoom, so it's
Oh,
still
yeah,
that's another factor that makes it hard to meet people, just not being really together most of the time.
that's true.
But yeah, I get to spend time with my coworkers as well. We have one that comes with us to travel.
Oh, that's fun.
So mainly those have been the two ways that I've met people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Someone else asked where you recommend starting to find a job like you did.
Well, I think a popular place for ESL jobs is Dave was also really great with the pay, much more than I expected. But this one, like I said, I just found it through Facebook.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I also interviewed with another school that I just found by searching schools in Santo Domingo. And I just emailed them.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like you can sort of feel it out based on their website. Like if they have a website, maybe they'd be like a little bit higher paying than schools that don't even have a website.
Yeah, that's actually
If
a
the
really,
website is nice, and maybe even
yeah, I feel like that really does, like here, it's probably not like a good indication, but there it really is. Like if they don't even have a website, I'm like, they're not really like set up. And Dave's ESL Cafe is, I say that too, and I know there's not a lot of like postings, but I did what you did where like you find the place that you want to be in, like you knew you wanted to be in the city, and then you just start reaching out to schools. So like had you not found it on Facebook, that's what I did at least, like look up schools and start like reaching out to them and seeing someone or if they're hiring or not. So I thought that was easy. What is your favorite part about either living in Santo Domingo or just like living in DR in general?
For me, it's just a really rewarding experience to just be in a completely different country, speaking a totally different language, and just feeling like, oh wow, I can handle this, like I can do this, and just being able to travel and do, you know, fun things that I feel like I wouldn't necessarily be doing if I was working in the US.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is nice just having like a lower cost of, especially with just having so much provided for me with this apartment and everything. It helps me to save a lot, and yeah.
That's awesome. And what is your least favorite thing? Like, is there something that just like really annoys you, either about being in the city or like Dominican culture in general?
Definitely one thing that annoys me is definitely the cat calling,
Yeah.
the hisses, like the rubia,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
It just gets tiring.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. That is super annoying. And I don't know if it's like more intense in the capital because there's just like more people, but for you it's like everyone I've talked to, like females, they say like it's super annoying, but it's never like so aggressive where they feel like unsafe. Is that the same in the capital or is it like more intense there?
Yeah, I'd say that's the same. Like they might call out and say something weird or turn around and like say something, but I never feel like they're gonna actually do anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel threatened or anything. So
That's good. Because I know some places are like very, I don't know if it was like that in Honduras, but I know some other countries are like extremely aggressive where if you like ignore them, they'll get like really mad. But luckily, in my experience, it was like mostly lighthearted, I guess, but it's still annoying.
yeah, Honduras was like the same. They might say something or look at you or stare at you, but they're not gonna get up and follow you or do anything.
Is there any like advice that you give to teachers who want to, like, if someone was in your position and they wanted to teach in DR, do you give any specific advice or do you think that it's pretty similar to any other teaching job? Like, do you find the standards harder or the kids harder, or is it pretty much like your job before?
I would say it's very similar to my job before. It's a bit easier because I only have one grade this year, so I would definitely advise looking into and finding out how many grades you'll have beforehand, because last year I had through 7th and that was just a lot for me to handle. But having one grade and having like 2 classes with them instead of just one is, I feel like, better, and I like this system a little bit better, that subject to so many different kids. Also, I like how the school has like a set curriculum to follow, and they also provide like a really good textbook that was actually designed for English learners who speak Spanish. So just having that resource is very helpful.
That's really good.
I really love that in my school in Honduras.
Yeah, we did not have that, and it can be, that's true, because we were using 4th grade material for English speakers, and they were obviously like at a much higher level. So I had to find things online that were like, you know, at a lower level or in simpler terms. So that's really cool that they have like books for kids that are learning English or second language. I don't know why we didn't have that. Sounds like so obvious, but I don't know why we didn't have that.
Yeah, that's how it was in my school in Honduras.
And is there one place like in DR that you really want to visit, you know, at least before you leave?
I don't know. I don't have very many specific places, but just a lot of different of the big names, the like more frequently traveled to places, just to explore more and just see all the different sides of the country.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about going to Jarabacoa too, and
you should definitely go to Jarabacoa. It's so pretty. All right. Okay, so I think that is all of the questions that I had for Kara. If you guys have any questions, please comment them below. We would both be happy to answer them, and especially about her experience in Santo Domingo for any of you that are looking to teach in the city or have like a different perspective. You can check out her channel. She has a YouTube channel as well. I will put the information in the bio, in my description, so you can check it out there. Kara, thank you so much for coming to talk to us today. And everyone else, we will see you guys soon.
thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed this
Thank you.
a lot.